Let's clap it up. Shalom, Yahweh Shem, Abishabrak, Thumb to my brothers, Yahweh Shemal, Lathah, by Shem Yatzlaka, Yahweh Shemal, Lathan, by Shem Yahweh to my sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You understand? We are been operating under Command and General YAHANNA. We've been established since 1969, man. You understand? We've been bringing this truth out, what thus said the Lord, not according to what your pastor says, not according to what the Muslim mosque says, according to the truth. You understand? So you understand, tonight is Friday. It is the Lashawan Qadash class. So lucky for, the late start, the tardiness. We've been having technical difficulties, but we're getting ready to go ahead and rock this thing out, man. You understand? We're going to start off with a review. Well, Salaki, we always start off with, the scriptures, just to bring forth what we do in the school and just to give a prelude of everything that's going to go on today. You understand? And, I thought it was good for us to go into like the old times, you understand? Because the Lashawan Qadash, which means the holy tongue or separate tongue, is something that we learned as a people in the ancient days. You understand that even during the time of Adam, you understand, he was speaking the Lashawan Qadash. That's how the Most High communicated with him. You understand? That's how the angels communicate with the Most High. That's how Yahweh Shah communicated with the Most High. That's how Yahweh Shah communicated with his disciples. You understand? Yeah, so we're going to go into these things and show our people, just different things of our language and our culture, because we've gotten away from the old ways or the old paths of, what the Most High told us to do. You understand? Shalom, Yahweh Shemal, thought by Shem Yahweh says, to the point where we we calling ourselves black. We calling ourselves African Americans. And it's so heavy, my brother's bringing out. I think last week he said, when it came to Judah, our name has been changed so many times. You understand? We call African Americans, Afro Americans, Americans. You understand? Negroes. You understand? Like, who are we? You understand? Because we can't go by what America calls. We got to go by what the Most High calls, and that's Judah. You understand? So we're gonna get into these scriptures, man, and we're gonna go ahead and break it down. You could give me the book of Deuteronomy 32:7, Bible shot. And while he's getting that, if you could put a 1 in the chat so I know that you can hear me, so we always do that. So we know that the ones that's listening in or the ones that's watching can hear us. You understand?
Right.
So if you can hear me, give me a 1 in the chat, Bible shot.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
Remember the days of old.
Nah, forget the days of old.
Remember the days of old.
And so, like, if I made it right there, it's so heavy. We know this is in the book of Deuteronomy. So this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel. He said, remember the days of old. Right. But of course, the Christian church wants to say, well, the law, the statutes, and commandments is done away with. But Moses said, remember the days of old. And he didn't say, remember the days of old when Christ get back and forget about it. He said, remember the days of old. You understand? The days of old is during the time of when we were making sure that we was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what right. Got us out of that hellhole called Egypt or Martazarium in the Hebrew. You understand? That's why we got saved from the Most High, because we were doing the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Keep going.
Consider the years of many generations.
Many generations. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Keep going.
That's right. Ask thy father.
Ask thy father. Now, if I could right there, why the sister putting that 1 in the chat. If I could, one thing that we can't do is, in the Christian church, you can't ask your father about the old ways. You understand? You can't ask your father about old times or remembering the old days, because they don't even believe in the Old Testament. They go straight to the New Testament. They go straight to Paul's readings and writings, or his epistles, and try to break down what he's saying. But even the prophet said that Paul wrote to people who knew the law. So if you don't even know the law, you're not going to understand what Paul is talking about. So then you're going to think when he says he's going to the Gentiles, you're thinking that the Gentiles is talking about everybody. But the scriptures show you who the Gentiles were in the Apocrypha. Right. Those ones that could not make being a Jew their nationality. You understand? They were destroyed or they were murdered for that. You understand? But like I said, ask our Father. So again, we can't ask our Father. But if you get into this school, the I.S.U.P.K, the Command and General YAHANNA, you can ask your Father. You understand? I even heard sisters a lot of times they call, Command and General YAHANNA Papa, or they call General Muhammad Papa, because he's that father figure to these sisters. And they're also father figures to us as well. You understand? Some brothers are the same age, so they're like uncles to them, or we're family to the point where what I'm bringing out. Keep going, sir.
That's right. And he will show thee.
So when we ask our father or our father figures in here, brothers that know, understand the days of old, that's been in this truth for a while, that's been rocking this thing out, we ask them and they'll show us. And it's like they do it gladly, like, so like, oh yeah, man, look, let me tell you about this time, yada yada. Or it's like it's the glorious thing to be able to teach a brother that actually wants to learn, because that's something that also the Christian church does not have. You can't tell a Christian church about not my God, not my Jesus. You know what I'm saying? It's like they know everything when it comes to that because they're not humble enough to get or receive the truth. Keep going.
Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Keep going. Oh, so like thy elders, and they will tell thee. So again, we know we got elders in here. You understand? All the way up to Commander Junior YAHANNA. You understand? Even the elders that are in the school throughout the school, the holy ranks of the Most High in the I.S.U.P.K only. We could ask them and they will tell us, man. They'll tell us what happened back then. There's so many war stories about when brothers went to camp and, the things that go on in the I.S.U.P.K. And it relates to what happened in the scriptures. Because, even during the time of Nehemiah, he was out there and he was standing on the podium just like we do today. You understand? And he was battling against these Christians and these people that came up against the truth too. So like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. So the things that they were doing back then, we're completing and doing today.
Right.
Give me the book of Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16, Bible for sure. You understand? And if you got any questions pertinent to how my brother about y'all always say, pertinent to, you understand, the Lashawan Qadash, Bible for sure, put it in the chat. You understand? If I can't get it right then I'll definitely have it for you next week, Lord willing. You understand? Go ahead when you get that stuff, Bible for sure.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus said the Lord.
No, thus said Allah.
Thus said the Lord. It's like, thus said the Lord.
Thus said the sisters.
Thus said the Lord.
Thus said the Christian pastor.
Thus said the Lord.
Yeah.
Stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths.
Now that sounds just about like, what we just read. But now he's giving you an action that you're supposed to do. He says, stand ye in the ways. You standing ye in the ways, meaning you being a part of that action. You trying to see what's going on. You understand? If I may, you coming into this school and becoming a trooper. That's you standing in the ways. You understand? Because the things that we do are of the old paths or the old ways. You understand? Brothers got their oil poured over their head back then during the time of the Old Testament, and brothers are getting that oil poured over their head now. We got scrolls, we got menorahs. You understand? Go ahead, Arlen.
Oh no, I was just gonna add to what you're saying. Salaki. Like the old ways, man, the old paths. Right. You understand? Like we used to have the Lord with us when we walked them old paths. Right. You understand? That's like we got away from that. Right. Now the I.S.U.P.K, like we showing brothers and sisters, like go back to that old path. It wasn't broke. We tried to fix something that wasn't broke, trying to cleave unto the other nations, or what's the word? Envy of the other nations. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we were envious of our oppressor and what they was doing, and we got away from them old ways when the old ways are what worked for us. That's right. Most times, and that's what helped you say that, man. Because like you said, like we got away from the old ways to the point where we wanted to be Americans. You understand? At one point in time, we was royalty. What was so wrong with that? We followed the law, statutes, and commandments. It was a disgusting thing to eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. Right. And if you wasn't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you were removed far from them. You understand? You could not confess yourself to be an Israelite. But nowadays, people glorify eating pork. You tell people, man, hey, man, look, that pork ain't for you. Man, my grandma, big mama, she been eating pork all her life, man. Ain't nothing happened to her. Why she got gout? Why she got high blood pressure? Why her ankles bigger than her doggone calf muscles? That's right. And we're not saying that to be picking at her, but this is what's going on with Black Hispanics and Native Americans because we walked away from the old ways. You understand? But like I said, stand ye in the way and see. So you're supposed to be observant of what's going on. And that's so heavy because I learned a lot of stuff by just being observant of the brothers or the outer line. You don't know what that means, the lords or the officers in the I.S.U.P.K. above me. If I had a question, sometimes I didn't even have to ask. I see how this brother was walking circumspect to the truth.
And I knew, okay, that's the way I'm supposed to be. If I had a question about getting the shape up and knowing that, not knowing what, the scriptures tell you about a shape up in Leviticus, you understand? But when I see a brother, how he grooms himself, but he don't have that shape up, brother just got a tight line, you understand? Now I know I'm not supposed to get that teeth edge around the shape up or the more slightly around the edges of my beard, you understand?
Right.
So now I know, okay, I'm looking at this brother and I'm seeing, and I'm being circumspect of it, you understand?
So like,
go ahead,
my bad, go ahead.
No, go ahead, no,
So like, it said, thus said the Lord. So the Lord said that, man. You understand? And it say stand, right? Stand. Like, and you look at the definition of stand, right? It means to take up or maintain a specified position or posture. You understand? To maintain one's position, to be in a particular state or situation, to hold a course at sea. So like, but yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's saying to you, like, take up this position and don't move. Right. Don't be moved by anything. Like, who gives a damn what anybody else doing? They worshiping that Christian cross. You get the hell away from it. Like, you not made to walk with the rest of men.
Man, that's so heavy. Give yourself and that's so heavy because if I may add hope to that means that you brothers that left this truth, you understand? You didn't stand in the way.
Right.
You didn't maintain your position or your
That's
own.
right.
You understand? You lost sight of the truth. You forgot that old path. You forgot getting that oil and poured on your head and taking that oath. Like Captain Carr said, you understand? You say your name 3 times and the devil was part. You understand?
That's right.
The brothers leave this truth. That's sometimes what happens. Brothers, we don't speak bad on them, but this is just what happens. You understand? You're taking a blood oath to the Most High.
So like, when they lead this truth, whether you die physically or not, you still dead.
That's right. Right. That's right. You understand? That's so heavy, man. Like, good night. Keep going with the doctor.
Come and seek and ask for the old path. Where is the good way?
Not a bad way.
The good way.
See, this is the problem with the Christian church. They said the law, statutes, and commandments are done away with, but the Lord said the good path is like the old path.
The good way.
Good way. Meaning that when we knowing now how to deal with my brother, that's a good way. Knowing that when I see him with a real, knowing that if I see this real out here, not walking circumspect to the truth, I'm supposed to call my brother, not encourage that. You understand? If I see my brother's real doing whatever, I'm supposed to make sure he knows that. You understand? Because first off, she should know how to keep herself or maintain herself. And I'm supposed to also know that if I see my brother's real, I'm not supposed to try to holler at her or talk to her. You understand? But again, the Christian church tells you women thou art loose. They tell you that, if a man ain't got no money, then leave him, leave him since he ain't doing nothing for you. You understand? Which is so crazy, man. You understand? But it says that, the good way is the old path. Keep going with that scripture.
And walk therein.
And walk therein. Meaning you finding out the good path, man. And that's so heavy because, this is for the truthers or the brothers that's young man or, coming into this truth, man, or before you can come into this truth. That's heavy because, understand, that's what we men did, understand, when we came into this truth. We saw brothers on the corner, or we might saw brothers on YouTube, and we like, man, dang, you understand? So we like, look, man, we want to know what's really going on. So we asked of the old paths, and we came and walked in. You understand? So we stepped into our office. We passed it off. Now we live circumspect to the truth, man. You understand? Keep going, sir.
And ye shall find rest for your soul.
Now this is a very important part that we got to understand.
All right.
You have found rest for your soul when you come into this truth. You understand? Because think about this. Now when I'm going down the street driving and I see Esau and the doggone cop car, they call me, the PIGS, you understand, or 50. When I see him in his cop cars and he might throw his lights on or he might ride past me, I ain't even got to worry in my mind because I ain't worried about my car smelling like marijuana. I'm not worrying about him stopping me doing nothing crazy because I know how to have respect when it comes to him.
Right.
Our people always, well, what you stop me for? You can't do that just like Esau does that. Esau's like, do you know who my father is? You're going to go to jail yourself for doing it. Like, come on, man. Like, we can't do that. Because one, we are a target in this world. You understand?
That's right.
So now that's rest for our souls because now I know how to deal with this guy. Just take it, just go about your business like Muhammad said. You know
Right. It's a like, you know what I'm saying? Like that finding that rest for your soul, man. Like you ain't gotta worry about if you black, Hispanic, and they say all the time, we don't go to the doctor.
Right.
Because we scared of what the doctor say. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta worry about when you go to the doctor hearing, oh, you got AIDS. Because you ain't sleeping with, you know, a man with a man or a woman with a woman. You ain't sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry. You understand? Like you sleeping with your husband only. You understand? Like you ain't eating pork, so you ain't got to worry about him saying, "Oh, you got gout." You understand? Like cancer, because you ain't smoking cigarette. Like you find rest for your soul. We tell you, like, oh yeah, like you in good health. Everything look good. You smoke? No. When they go down that list, you should be proud. Like it should make you feel good when they go down that list. You smoke? No. You having sexual intercourse with my husband only, or with my wife only? You understand? Like you should be proud to go down that list. And that devil gonna be sitting there looking at you. He gonna ask you again. Trust me. They gonna ask you more than one time because they ain't gonna believe you. They gonna ask you more than once, and you should be confident, man. You should be confident and know that your soul is at rest because you're doing thus saith the Lord, man.
And that's so heavy, like, you know, the scripture that said you boast in the truth or boast in the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And that's what the I.S.U.P.K do. We rock these fringes glad. You understand? Like, I feel like a different brother when I put on my UPK attire. You understand? I'm not gonna lie, because they always say that's the costume that you guys wear. No, the costume is what we wear out in the world. Mm-hmm. This is what our real true attire. This is our culture.
Right.
Rocking our fringes. You understand? Rocking our, you know, our shields. You understand? Because we know that's from a gun dog with our shield today. You mm-hmm. understand? That's going into our culture, man. You understand? So now we got that rest for our soul, so we know we sit comfortably in something that belongs to us and nobody else. You understand? Keep going with that scripture, brother.
Come. But they said, we will not walk therein.
That day is the Christian church. That day is the Pharisees and the Sadducees that always came up to Christ trying to, you know, debunk everything he's saying and try to get him to find fault in Christ. But they said we will not walk in. That's talking about black Hispanics and individuals. Mm-hmm. We are the most stiff-necked people on this earth. You understand? Right. We go out Saturdays and teach our people, and they come up against us. You got people that tell us, no, you know, you don't want to have a boot kit. You understand? We showing you the power of the Most High.
That's right.
This is a devil. You understand? This is the oppressor that gets on his knees and kisses the boots of the slaves. You understand? To show that he's actually sorry for what's going on.
Right.
You got people talking, Jesus saves. Jesus loves you now. But then you ain't even doing nothing that Yahweh told you to do. You don't follow all statutes and commandments. You probably eat some pork rinds while you're yelling at. You know?
Right.
And then it's to the point where you even tell this devil not to kiss the boots of the slave. When you should be stepping up there to get your boots kissed. You know?
That's right.
That's how stiff-necked of a people we are. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 17. Also, I set watchmen over you.
Also, I sent watchmen over you. And that's so heavy because we've been getting watchmen sent to Israel since the day we've been sending. You understand? It's been so many preachers, prophets of the Lord going to Israel and telling them, look, you need to stop this. Continue doing this if you're doing this. Don't do that if you're doing it. Don't eat your pork crab. Don't sleep with that whore. Don't go to the strip club. Don't do this and don't do that. You understand? Do this and do that. And then they come up against it. So there was a watchman over us. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. Also, I said watchman over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet.
Meaning, hearken to this warning. You understand?
That's right.
Because the priest and prophets of the Lord, he was always sent to our people to warn our people. You understand? But again, our people would not hearken. Hearken means listen very carefully. You understand? And that's not what our people would do. They would tell us they already know what they're supposed to be doing. They got this. They don't need no priest and prophet of the Lord. You understand? But then as soon as they get sick or as soon as they see some scary spooky mess, then they want to run to the priest and prophet of the Lord. You understand? Mm-hmm. So this is the thing, man. We got to understand that the Most High has always had Israel's best interests at hand. Keep going, sir.
God. But they said, we will not hearken.
Don't that sound just like Israel? Don't that sound
right.
like the church? Don't that sound just like Islam? I had a sister, like a sidebar from, I had a sister tell me she was Hebrew Israelite and a Muslim. I mean, good night. That's exactly right here what the scripture is saying. Just said we were not walking or we were not hearkening. Because I'm telling her, look, sis, you being an Israelite, that's the wow, that's good. But you can't be an Israelite and a Muslim. That's just like saying you're in the Christian church and you believe in the Bible. Christianity and the Bible is like oil and water, they'll never mix. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So Hebrew Israelite or being an Israelite and a Muslim, that's just like oil and water. It will never mix. There's nothing, and even the scriptures tell you that if you seek out of the book, none shall want his mate. So she's trying to tell me that the Quran is supposed to be holy, when the only holy book there is the 1611 King James Version.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I mean, good night. Is that it on that stuff? Come.
That's
last
it.
one, give me the prologue of Ecclesiastes. Right, so. We're going, this is going to be the last scripture.
Gotcha. This is the prologue to Ecclesiasticus. Wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention.
So wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention. You understand? These are the ones that, when we did the transliteration of the King James Version or the transliteration for the Bible. You understand? And they're letting you know, like, the things that they're transliterating, you understand? But they're going to say, they said read it with attention and favor. So
that's right.
Attention. So if you see Holy Ghost, just know this ain't no damn ghost. It's talking about a spirit. But again, they were transliterating some of the words differently. You understand? Go ahead with that, sir.
It's a like it. Cause you had them Christians talking about something. See a ghost in the spirit, same thing.
Right.
Nah, we talking about a vibe, man.
That's
a different
right.
vibe. You understand? Like this ain't no spooky stuff over here. Man, say your Halloween for Esau.
That's right, sir. That's
you understand?
Right.
But wherein we may seem to come short of some words, which we have labored to interpret.
So they come short of some words that they're labored to interpret. So some of these words that they go into, you understand, just it's some words today that's not going to be able to be translatable to back in the day to Hebrew because we didn't have sneakers back then. You understand? So it's still different words maybe for shoes or for sandals.
Right.
Used for sneakers, but it's not going to be specifically sneakers. You understand? Keep on.
For some things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. So like we see that day in and day out. We deal with our Hispanic brothers and sisters, even when like our our Mexican brothers, our Israelite brothers and sisters deal with our Ephraimite brothers and sisters. They speak in Spanish, but some stuff ain't the same.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. And if I'm not mistaken, some of them speak more so of a slang language.
Right.
More so of a proper when it comes to their Latin or Spanish.
Apparently, you got different type of Spanishes in Mexico. I didn't even know that. My real told me that. It's like they all speak Spanish, but it's like different.
Right.
Everywhere you go.
Say that, and because I've even seen it was Balawan. I think he said I can't remember what his brother was, but they speak Spanish.
But
people that come to talking to I.S.U.P.K,
right.
He'd be like, man, sometimes it'll be hard to pick up what they're saying because the way they pronunciate their words.
Right. And you see it every day as if you here in North Carolina.
Right.
So like you see it every time you encounter Captain I thought, because sometimes that brother be talking and I'll be like, so like you say what? I don't catch it. He's speaking English.
That's right.
I speak English too, but it's like it's different. You know what I'm saying?
So we don't jump into this, man. Last week when we was doing the number.
Oh, like let me you read on.
Oh, so like sir.
Yeah, most of we gotta read this.
Okay, come on.
Have not the same force in them, And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language.
That's it. So again, like you said, man, you understand, these priests and prophets of the Lord, man, they were given the tools to speak to our people. You know, even the scripture said that in a different tongue, we're going to teach the people of the paraphrase. You understand? So, will we speak English today? Because you got a lot of, you know, semantically thinking people that be like, well, if y'all speak Hebrew, why don't y'all teach the people in Hebrew? So if I said, Yahweh Shema Lathabah Shem Yahweh, you don't know what I said. Or if I said Shema Yahweh 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 Yahweh, you're not going to know what I said. So it's best for us to speak in English to get our people, but we will teach the people. And that's so heavy, like you said, man. Whenever we say, may the Most High bless you, brother, in the name of the Most High, in the name of Yahweh, or, you know, in Slack, may the Most High bless you in the name of Yahweh Shah. But when we say Yahweh Shah, it has more of a vibe to it. That actual spirit that we were just talking about, that vibe, that spirit is that vibe that it has. You understand? It has a totally different spirit or vibe when I tell my brother that. You understand? So we're gonna get into these numbers, man. We stopped off at 11, and we're going to go back and review. We're gonna write it in the ancient and in the Assyrian. And we're just gonna go from there. You understand? We're gonna try to get to about 25, you know, and then we'll cut it off there. Then, Lord willing, next week we'll go from about maybe 25 to about 50. You know, we'll go from there, man. So the first five, we're gonna do the first five, which is Akkad, Shanya, Shalash, and Arabah. It's like Arabah and Kamash, right? So in the ancient, you know, we write that ancient first because that's our first love. We got Akkad. Shanya. And we know when it comes to the ancient, it's always the connectors that we always have to, you know, make sure we have, which is it makes really reading the the Lashawan Qadash, man, the ancient so much easier. Because it's like the pronunciation of the word is already broken down for you. You don't have that when it comes to, you understand, so like the ancient, I mean the Assyrian. In fact, I think I got some room to write it on this side with the Assyrian too. So let's do that. So we got uh, okay. Shine. Yeah. Show. Shalash. Qadash. And I've seen, like, just going to different brothers' schools, I always, like, very circumspect of looking at different brothers, when they write the Assyrian and when they write the Hebrew, you know, that Assyrian is very accurate amongst, the brothers that teach the Lashawan Qadash. It's like the ancient is more accurate than when brothers teach the Lashawan Qadash. But ooh, that Assyrian, brother. I've seen some brothers with, beautiful hand penmanship. Now, don't get me wrong, but it's just that some brothers, they got their own swag when they write. You understand? So, I mean, it just makes sense of, that we write that ancient. Just everybody is like one West. So we write, we kind of go the same way everybody else write. You understand? So, like, I got this. Got the eye the wrong way. I'll give y'all a few to write that down. Akkad, Shemyah, Shalash, Arabai, Kamash. And like one thing I've learned, man, with like repetition, understand, like just, making sure you continuously doing this, man, making sure you're not losing it. Like that's something that's very helpful. Like one thing what helped me to learn the Lashawan Qadash is what helped me learn the Lashawan Qadash is I wrote it down. Every character you see, I wrote it down at least 10 times. And I always give a shout out to Officer Yanazar. Because one day I heard him, he was reading that Lashawan Qadash for the Sabbath service. And I'm like, good night, how in the world you reading that like that, man? You reading it like it was English, man. He was like, man, what I did was I took every character and wrote it down, whether it be the ancient, whether it be, you understand, the Assyrian. I wrote it down about 10 times, man. If I couldn't get it to 10 times, I wrote it down a decent amount of times that I knew this is what this is. The more you look at that list, the more you get accustomed to what you're seeing, man, the better it is, man. You understand? So let's move on. We're going to do 6 through 10. And of course, the things we write is in the blue letter. We always, show that. So I can do that, which is one of the things, I've heard a lot of priests say, or, when they always like, well, you can't speak Hebrew. I've heard Captain Kata's he'll be like, oh, if I can't speak Hebrew, what does this say? And he'll say, Shema Yasha'ala, Yahweh Alahayana, Yahweh Akkad, which is, we just saw that Akkad is one. So it says, hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power, is one. You understand? Man, there is no other God besides him. So like I was telling that sister, she talking about Allah and the Most High is the same people. But last time I checked, Allah was a rock that they walk around 7 times to kiss it in Mecca. That ain't the same Most High that we can, that's Yahweh that we, worship in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? So that ain't the same God. And he is a man, he is not a woman. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 is Shah. 7 is Shaddai. 8 is Shah. Ma. 1. No. 9 is Daisha. That's shot, right? I.S.U.P.K. So lucky. So that ancient. You got Shah. Man, that's the easiest one to write right now. Shah. Shaddai. Shah. Nah. Wow. No. And the Syrian. Nice. Oh, good. 6 through 10. You got Shah, Shabai, Samawana, Taisha, I.S.U.P.K. You have the ancient that's first, and then you have the Assyrian that's afterwards. Y'all, if you to write that down. Okay, we got 4 in the chat. What's on Christ? Shalom, Yahweh, Shem, Shabbat, or Shalom, Yahweh, Shem, Al-Fatah, Shem, Yahweh, Shem. What's on Christ? You don't see the 4? I see 4 eyes up there. They ain't check in, but they're up there. You don't see it right there beside the live that say 4? Oh. Look, somebody that dropped out.
I thought you were reading.
Nah. if it's a sister. Good night. So we're going to play on this one, right? This one right here. So when you get into 11 through 19, you understand? We already know 1 through 9, right? So the 1 through 9, you understand, was what we just did, which is Akkad, Shanya, Shalash, Arabah, Kamash, Shashah, Shabai, Shemaranah, Thaishah, then Aisharah. So when you get to 11, you have Akkad Aisharah. So hopefully y'all got that already. And really, you already, with seeing it, we should already know, like I just said, like it's repetitive after it gets from 11 to 19, and then I'll show you 20. We'll go to something else after that with 20. Because I wanted to get into this prayer last week, just getting a breakdown of each word. You got the blessing prayer one. The one Yabaraki Yahweh, Lashawan, and Yahweh. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it should say, this is when we do the prayers when the brother can put my name. Sister get their name and it's y'all will rock it and I will write it tomorrow. Not that one. It's another one. What is it? The morning prayer? Is it the morning prayer? Okay, come. I did a lot. What? Just so that, brothers and sisters know what we're saying. Like, even though the brothers say it afterwards, sometimes seeing is more believing. Because just hearing it, it's like, it's okay. But, that seeing it makes it a whole lot better as well. And knowing what each word is, too. How it's broken down. Right. There you go.
We need a vision.
Right. We are visual people.
That's right. I had a sister asked me this week, she said, why y'all speak Hebrew? So, like, I'm trying to do the information that, I was supposed to get cat and I thought.
Come.
And so, brother sent me a number, and it happened to be the number of a sister. And so, I ain't know. I called and don't nobody answer.
Come.
So the sister called right back. And I'm like, hey, strong. So crazy. Then I hear a woman's voice and I'm like, oh, hey. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey. And so she gave me green, I gave green back. And I was like, oh, shit. Like,
Come.
So she was like, are you speaking Hebrew right now? I'm like, Khan. And she was like, what does that mean? I'm like, Khan means yes.
Right.
And like, so long story short, she's like, oh, I'm Muslim, I'm gonna start my show back up and everything. I was that. What? I know the I.S.U.P.K and all this mess stuff. So she wasn't I.S.U.P.K.
Come.
She was some sister and she said she was Muslim.
Come.
So she started asking me, she's like, why y'all speak Hebrew? I was like, well, it's the Holy Tongue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at one point in time, everybody spoke Hebrew.
Right.
She's like, where you get that from? I said, well, that's just common history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that you can look up.
That's right.
And, man, I'm like, I would drop the scripture on it in Genesis about the one language.
Right. There you go.
Like, you know what? I ain't even about to entertain this thing.
Cause she ain't gonna get it anyway. Cause she already trying to battle you.
She don't want to get it.
She don't want to get it. Well, you right.
You know, like if she wanted to get it, she said she knows I.S.U.K. She said
Right.
I'm hanging off brothers. And I'm like, oh well, okay, if she know I.S.U.K. then she'll be blind. She wanted to know.
Absolutely. And adding on to that, she knows that the I.S.U.P.K has battled many Muslims.
That's right.
You understand? So I mean, come on, sis. Like, you know what the deal is. It's like, what you really, what you seeking is the question. Like,
so I say all that to say, why we speak Hebrew?
why do we speak Hebrew?
Why we speak Hebrew?
We speak Hebrew because, again, like, if we didn't speak Hebrew and learn the Hebrew and know the Hebrew, you know, one, it's our culture. This is what we speak. Just like the Asian man speaks whatever he speaks. I don't even know what it's called. You understand? Like, we don't say Spanish people, but the Spaniards, that's really their language. They speak Latin. You understand? The Greeks, they speak Greek. So that's all we don't really say we're Hebrew Israelites. We say we're Israelites, but Hebrew meaning we speak Hebrew, which is our language.
Hebrew is the language.
And Israelite is the nationality. You know, so we speak Hebrew because that's our natural tongue. That's our, our native tongue. You understand? And that we speaking in Hebrew too, so we actually learn how to break these scriptures down. Because now we see in the scriptures when we go to spirit, it says Rakah. What's that? Oh, come. What do you think? It says Rakah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that now we know the actual breakdown of what's going on. You understand? Just like when we see tongues in the scriptures, you think that the Christians be like, driving in the Honda, you know what I mean? Like they having convulsions and doggone, temper tantrums or whatever. Right. But we know when we see tongues, it means like language. You know what I mean? Lashawan. That's why we say the holy tongue, because we're saying the holy language. Right. Not speaking in tongues or whatever they think they speaking. Right. You know, so that's why we speak Hebrew. And again, it's rightfully ours. You know, like, I'd rather learn how to speak more Hebrew than English. Right. You know, because again, that ain't our language. Because we're going back to, like the scriptures say, in the what is it, Hosea, I think 1:9 and 1:10. He said in the land that they would say that they are not a people, there they will be called the sons of the living power. We call ourselves Yahshua. He is a prince of the power. So that's how we going back into our true culture. So if that was a sister, that sister listening, and you understand, sis, and you talking about you're a Muslim. I mean, good night. Like, why? If that's the case, you asking why we speak Hebrew, why you ain't speaking Arabic? Then the funny thing is, they always talk about being a Muslim, but again, that Muslim was by what, Muhammad? That they said that, he was he got the word by Gabriel. When we know the angels only communicated with priests and prophets of the Lord that were blasphemous in that divinity. He didn't communicate with Ishmael. You understand? Ishmael only got a blessing. He didn't get the promise, or he didn't get the covenant that was given to Abraham. Even the scripture says that Abraham only had one seed. Right. We can pull that for you too. It only says he had one seed. It didn't say he had numerous seeds. You understand? So I mean, good night. Right. So we got a God, I.S.U.P.K. I ain't got no I.S.U.P.K. So we know all these are I.S.U.P.K. So this is the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? And we know again with all of that. You already got that down, folks. I just want to give you the example. We don't need to spend too much time on that. We're gonna do 18 through 25 and get into these prayers. Yeah, most are correct. Yeah. So you got Akkad I.S.U.P.K, Shanya I.S.U.P.K. You can't really see that top part. Like I said, this is done in Kevin. Just for a little bit of clarification, do you refer to the Hebrew alphabet as characters or letters? Did you say the letter I or the character I? Remember when we went into, that's a 2-hour question, brother, I got you. So you remember when we went into pictographs, right? Basically, when it comes to the characters, to answer your question, it's not a letter. This right here, this is a letter. Those are letters, right? This is a character. You understand? Matter of fact, while you ask that, let's get the definition of character, and see what it says. Because remember, every character, when it comes to the pictograph or the character of the Lashawan Qadash, it has a meaning to it. Remember we said that, so like the English or the alphabet is arbitrary, meaning it's just there. It don't have no actual meaning of why it's there. You understand? So we're gonna look up character out of Merriam-Webster. It's a wild question, brother. Most on Christ. So this is character out of the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says a graphic symbol used in writing or printing. They try to throw that hieroglyph, but we don't. We don't do hieroglyphs. It says a marked sign or symbol as a letter or figure used in writing or printing. You understand? So like we said, so for example, oh yeah, a younger brother, to wabaya, meaning you are welcome. So this expounding more on what asking, like I said, for everybody else, with this, right? This is the dot, right? But then when you break it down, it's the la. So the la, let me make sure. Is door. And this basically looks like a tent, right? And of course, we know when it came to the door and the teepees of our native or Galite brothers, native Indian brothers, that was like a door. You understand? So that's more so like it's a description of that. So we don't look up character. Let's look up pictograph. Pictograph is ancient or out of the Merriam-Webster dictionary, ancient or prehistoric drawing painted on a rock or on a rock wall. And I always like to go straight to it. Because we know this is our language, this is our culture. And again, this is also why we speak Hebrew. Because there was actually, if I may, some secrets that the Most High left on this earth for us to get. And we know Amos 3:7 said the Most High would do nothing but he would reveal his secrets to the servants, the prophets. So that's the Los Lunas stone. And that going into basically what the pictograph is. These are pictographs of the Lashawan Qadash. You understand? So hopefully I answered your question, brother. And hopefully y'all got that. Like I said, with the 11 through 17, we're gonna get 18 and 19, and then I'm gonna show you 20, and then we'll jump into the prayers. So I.S.U.P.K, I'm just like Akkad I.S.U.P.K, Shanya I.S.U.P.K, Shalash I.S.U.P.K, Arabah I.S.U.P.K, Kamash I.S.U.P.K, Shasha I.S.U.P.K, Shabbat I.S.U.P.K. You understand? So again, we know you already have what 1 is, what 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is. You also have what 10 is, and you also have it in the ancient and the Assyrian, or the Assyrian, ancient and Assyrian, you know what I mean. So, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on that, so we can go ahead and move forward. We got 18, 19, 20. What is it? Samarana, Shah, and Salaki, I mean, Salaki. Samarana, Shara, Shah, Na, Wa, Na, I, Shah, Wa, Da, Shai, I, Shah, Wa, I, Shah, Wa. Yeah, it's like your man Kevin again. Both sides crazy, brother. Hey, keep asking that question. So are there characters for numbers or just the spelled out words? That's a great question, brother. I'm gonna find out. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but from what I've seen, like I said, it's like with Shemawana, it's not just one character because 18 is just, you understand, like I said, Shemawana. So it's telling you, it's eight, but and then it's like Shemawana Aishara. So it's not like just one character because the character really is just breaking down not the alphabet, but the characters of the Lashawan Qadash. So you got the I, the Ba, the Ga, the Da, the Ha, the Wa, the Za, the Ka, the Ta, the Ya, the Ma, Na, Sa, Pa, the Za, Kwa, Sha, Ra, Ta. So all those are the characters of the actual Lashawan Kodash on how we form the words. So when it comes, that's a Tawar question, but I'm gonna ask, also how's the Hob that, but if I'm not gonna go into that. But like I said, when it comes to what I do know, when it comes to numbers, the numbers are actually written down. So you don't have like this is eight. Like that's not what we've been taught. You understand? It's more so the eight is Shema Wana. Then of course if you get 18 is Shema Wana Asherah. So I will ask that tonight and get back with you and answer that question. Because that's a wild question, brother. Most I'm correct. learn that Lashawan Qadash, man. That's a wild spirit they have, brother, for real. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. Shout out to I.S.U.P.K. You know, like I said, ask thy fathers, and you shall tell them, man. Hey, that's the Lord. You're right. You're right. So next week, I go to, we'll do maybe some more numbers, you know. We'll try to get all the way to 100. YAHANNA, brother. Or Akia, which means my brother. All right, let's get into the prayers. This is out of the book of Numbers, chapter 6, verse 22, verse 27. Right? Morning and so if you have your blue letter Bible, right? The blue letter Bible, you go into the blue letter Bible. And what you'll do is, okay, so you see this thing on right today. Should be a little early. It's not. All right, so you see at the top here, you got the Bible part. And you see on the left, right, the right side here, it's different ones. And I always really just go to the first one I see, which is that one. And it pulls up the ancient. Also like it pulls up the Assyrian. This is a great tool to have whenever you're reading in the Sabbath service. And we said we're going to 22 verse 27. A lot here. So 22 is, in the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, on this wise you shall bless the children of Israel, say unto them. So this is the part where we have here, which is starting at actually verse 24. It says, Yabarak Yahweh, Wayashamarka, Ya'ar Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Al Yaka, Wayakanka, Yeshai Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Al Yakah, Waya Shamalaka, Waya Shamlaka, Shalom, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun. You know, the brother says his name 3 times. You know, like we said earlier, when you say your name, you understand, you say that name 3 times, you say that, oh man, this devil was apart, man. You understand? So we'll write it in the English, because if we, you know, then we can do it under it in the ancient. So Yah. let's start right there. Just to get the understanding, right? So we know whenever there is, you understand, like we know Yabaraka, right? So the root word of Barak here is blessed. Or it's like the root word of Yabaraka is blessed, right? So we know in the beginning, that's a proposition. It's like that's a preposition and it's a proposition, right? Like, I'm gonna write my list of prepositions up. Well, you know, proposition is something that comes after, and preposition is something that comes before. Like when you prep your food, you prep it before you eat it, essentially. So the prepositions, um, da, ha, da, ya, la. The prepositions, it's like a proposition. And then prepositions or propositions like it is ya, my, me, ka, you, Lord, wa, kid, who, nawa, our, come, which is your or y'all, plural, and it's masculine. Oh, sorry. Bless you, brother. Bless you, brothers. Blessed be you, brothers. Okay. No time, right? We want to bless you, brother. If you know, you in the school, you in the class, so like it, right? No time, class. You come to class. Lord willing, you know, yesterday name C.J. Best. Lord willing, you get in the class and we can read this for you too, bro. If you're the Israelite, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Your or y'all, plural also, if it's finished. Let's start right there. I know if we get into some more, then we'll go into. So, right? So we know from what we see here, right? Where we said, just to get the definition real quick. Preposition, a word governing usually preceding a noun or pronoun and expressing a relation to another word or element in the clause, as in the man on the platform. She arrived after dinner. What did you do it for? So preposition, you know, the root word is again prep. This is before word. And proposition is after a word, right? So we know so we know the root word is blessed, right? And when it says the ka, meaning you, right? But another word for you is deep when it comes to the scriptures. Because when we go into Numbers, the 6th chapter, the 24th verse, it says again, Yabarak Yahweh, Wayashamarka, Ya'ar Yahweh, Han Yahweh, Ayaka, Wayashamarka, Salaka, Wayashamika, Waya Salaka, good night. Waya Kun, good night. Waya Kunka, good night. I couldn't get that out for some reason. So again, it says he. I mean, it's like it bless you. So we know this is he bless you, right? Because like we said, when it's at the beginning of a word, there's the preposition. He, we know the root word is bless. And then when it says ya, salakia, ka is you. Because we're not going to say Yabaraka Howard and meaning he bless your. You understand? That's not contextual or that's not proper way to form a sentence. So it's saying he bless you, right? We know the most high, which is we know may the most high he bless you, right? So let's go to Shamar. Why y'all Shamar, right? We know what it's again from what we had. We know this. I think this. So it said, all right, y'all already know. It says in order correct. I need the space. So we know, according to Salaki, According to the preposition, again, this is the preposition here. This is and, right? Now, and he, because we know again, Salakia, the preposition for Yah or the Yah is he. So, and he, now we got Shamar, right? The root word of Shamarka is what? Shamar. You understand? Meaning we know to watch thee or Salakia. In this context, is to keep thee. As we see here. Let's see, good night. Come on. There it is. See the Shamar. Shamar is the root word of Shamar cut. It says, and keep thee. So, and he keep you or thee. Right? So you are. So you are again, or are, as it says, which is again he make shine. So far we got may the Most High bless you, and He keep you, and make shine, and He make shine. And it's Panya from Yahweh. And the Panya is His face. Hopefully, y'all should get y'all should already have the preposition part. I need this space. Yeah. Upon the. Because we know again with the car, you have the car here. So, because D is going meaning you, or D is going to meaning you. Why you come? And be gracious unto thee. you see like more so like a pattern of what's going on, right? You always have the root word, which is again, man, like they try to say we don't know what we're talking about, but even when it comes to like English or what we speak today, you see where they get all their tools and things from. You understand? Because we know this is the most ancient type of language, type of tongue. Same thing. You understand? So it's going more to like this is how they got to understand how to break down a sentence or how to even form a sentence. Because again, we saying Yabaraka Howard, it's like Yabaraka Howard. You understand? That's one whole sentence. It says he bless you, or may the Most High bless you. You understand? Wayashamarka, and keep you, or and he keep you, or keep thee. Yahweh. He shine, or he make his shine. You understand? He make his face shine upon thee. You understand? Al-Yika. So like Yahweh, Panyawa, Al-Yika, meaning he make his face shine upon thee. It's a whole sentence. You understand? While you conquer and be gracious unto thee. You understand? The last word here, which is Yashai. All right. A lot because they're jumbled up, we got but so much space to really work with. So with just a little bit, we got a few minutes, so just going back over this. Yabaraki Yahweh, Wayashamarka, Yahweh, Panyawa, Alyaka, Wayakanka, Yasha'ai. And what we said is, you understand, the Most High bless thee and keep thee. The Most High make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Most High lift up. What's that last verse? His countenance. Okay, so Panyawa can also mean his countenance. So, all right. Yabaraki Yahweh, Wayashamarka, Yahweh, Panyawa, Ayaka, Wayakanka, Yashai Yahweh, Yashai Yahweh, Panyawa. So next week we'll come back and we'll do Ayaka, Wayashamaka, Shalom, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, Barak, Rapah, Magad, Hadan, no time correct. You understand? So again, what we've written up here is, may the Most High, the Most High bless thee and keep thee. The Most High make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Most High lift up his countenance unto thee. This is the Most High lifted up his countenance. But all your car right here will be also behind here when it says his countenance. So the Most High lifted up his countenance unto you. So with that, we're gonna pass the class over to precinct officer 500, also I.S.U.P.K, man. Clap it up.
Most High in Christ. I.S.U.P.K security announcements. With I.S.U.P.K, start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, Book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, get to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for a priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pant, headband, and scarf. With that, Amajin, which means to stand, gonna render one courtesy salute to the teacher. Man, Israel, Amahi Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah, Yahweh Hands down, class dismissed.